which is really good.
Is that legal?
Yes. CBD is illegal across the board.
Okay.
Non-psychoactive, but the FDA is trying to stop that.
Well, of course, follow the money.
Yeah, those creeps.
Follow the money. It's a good explanation for just about everything.
Yeah, they're trying to put it in the same classification as heroin. It's hilarious.
What?
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's just 100% pharmaceutical drug companies.
Man-made institutions of decision-making.
Yep. Well, it's just creepy people with money that don't want to lose money to CBD oil because it's so much better for you and healthy and natural and does the exact same thing.
Imagine how much the drug companies would lose.
Yeah. Or gain if they started selling it. You fucks. They want to monopolize it. That's the problem.
Of course.
They want patents. They want to be able to patent things, That's like we were talking about before about the things that are in the Amazon. I mean, there's so many different plants that can deal with so many different ailments that people have. But
like ayahuasca?
Yeah, that's one of them. Sure. Have you done it?
I haven't, but it's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Have you done any psychedelics?
No.
Nothing.
I've never done drugs ever.
No drugs? No pot?
Ever. Never. Nothing.
Are you scared?
No, my dad scared the living daylights out of me when I was a kid, and he told me that if I ever, he's like, you get tested for drugs and you fail, you won't ever be a race car driver. He told me that about drinking and driving too. If you lose your license, you won't be able to race, and then, what are you going to be when you grow up then? He threatened me with
Dad,
remedial jobs.
Jesus.
And so he scared the living daylights out of me. Truth be told, you can lose your license, still race. Also, truth be told, I didn't get drug tested until way later, but we do get drug tests.
You're running a drug farm.
Oh,
you sell wine. You're running a drug farm.
Well, kind of. I
That's
guess.
A drug farm, lady.
It's legal above 21.
It's 100% drug farm. It's wonderful, delicious tasting drugs.
It sure is.
You can get fucked up on wine.
Yeah.
I mean, what is that? That's drugs.
And addicted to drinking alcoholism.
100%.
Right?
Sure.
I mean, there's a lot of other things that you can do that are altering that aren't addictive, right?
You're running a plant-based drug farm. 100%.
Cash crops.
Yeah, that's what you're doing. You're a drug dealer.
Well, let's just go all the way. Well, if I was going to do something, what would be the first thing I would do?
Pot.
Oh.
For sure.
Okay.
Nice and light, real slow, don't take much.
What does that mean, don't take much?
Just take a little bit. You don't want to freak out.
Oh.
Like one of the major problems that people have when they first start smoking pot, they'll take like 2 or 3 hits. You can take one like, that's it, put it down. Right, Jamie? Yeah, Jamie will tell you.
Okay.
Little hit, walk away. Yeah, don't fuck with edibles. Leave those alone. Those you need to build up to those things. Those are a completely different experience.
Experienced users?
Well, it's not just that. Even experienced users, they don't recognize the fact that it's a completely different psychoactive ingredient.
Oh.
Yeah. When THC...
It's not THC?
No. When it's processed by your liver, it produces 11-hydroxymetabolite, which is 4 to 5 times more psychoactive than THC. It's way more potent.
Whoa.
Yeah, which is why people freak out when they eat edibles. And they just don't...
Don't eat the whole brownie.
No. Just a couple crumbs, and then don't even think about having any more for at least 2 hours. Let it settle in.
Give yourself time.
Yeah.
Don't freak out after 15, 20 minutes and be like, it's not working.
Right. Don't do that.
That's kind of what I do sometimes when I'm drinking. I'm like,
I'm sure.
Man, this is my 3rd drink. It just doesn't seem to be working. And then I hit it harder, and then I don't remember anything.
Then you hit the wall.
Brown out or black out, whatever.
Yeah, drugs. You do drugs.
Yeah, actually, one of the first times I heard one of your podcasts, I think it was about DMT.
Yeah. That's the mother load. DMT is the psychoactive ingredient that's in ayahuasca. And it's the most potent psychedelic.
Seems like a cleaner way to do it as opposed to ayahuasca where you throw up and shit yourself.
Yeah. It's definitely probably, it's also quicker. Like the longest it's going to take is like 15 or 20 minutes. But there's some places that are doing it now where they're doing it intravenously. So those trips are apparently, that was how they did it in... There's a book called DMT, the Spirit Molecule by this guy, Dr. Rick Strassman, who did all these studies out of the University of New Mexico. And they were the first FDA-approved clinical studies.
He did it with a group of people?
Yeah.
I think I saw something about that.
It was amazing, but they
were
did
in a hospital, and they did it intravenously.
Yeah, and they were gonzo for like 40 minutes, like, boom, off into the other dimension.
I was going to say, so other dimension, right? This dream state? Do you think it's like a dream state?
It's very similar because they believe that your brain during heavy REM sleep also produces DMT. And they think that's...
Because we all have it. We all have DMT.
Everybody has it. Yeah. Everybody has it.
It's naturally occurring in everyone.
Yes. It's produced by your liver, your lungs, and Now they know it's also produced, at least in rats, by your pineal gland, which is literally your third eye. It actually, in certain reptiles, it actually has a retina and a lens. It is an eye.
I'm always trying to decalcify my pineal gland.
Is that real?
I don't know.
You get that from them crystal people in Sedona?
Hell yeah, I do.
Yeah, they say it's like fluoride. Fluoride's calcifying your pineal gland, man. Like, okay.
I did watch a cool thing.
How's it getting in there?
Yeah.
How's it getting through my mouth and through? Are you sure? Are you sure
Well,
fluoride's
it goes
getting
in
there?
everything. You are what you eat.
Yeah, sorta. But are you what you drink?
Too.
Are you wine?
Yes. Yes, I get better with age. Duh.
Yeah, I don't know if your pineal gland actually gets calcified by fluoride in drinking water. That sounds like some hippie horse shit.
It does sound hippie horse shit. I'd like to see some scientific proof. But hey, man, with all the hippie shit, there's not a lot of scientific proof with it.
No, there's not.
It's a sense of knowing. That's what it comes down to, is a sense of knowing. Like, do you really feel like this is making sense to you? Does it register? Are you like, I don't know why I believe this, but I just do. I don't even know where it came from.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I'd rather trust scientists.
I like science too. My sister and I went and saw Neil deGrasse Tyson in Indianapolis over the winter. Over
what
Christmas.
did he had like one of those Star Talk radio things?
It was called an astrophysicist reads the newspaper.
Oh.
Yeah. So he like pulled articles and just laughed about them basically.
Oh, that's cool.
Pluto came up because he was part of the group that sort of said that Pluto wasn't a planet.
Yes. Yeah, people got very upset with him.
Yeah. He also loved to point out how there'd be something crazy and he'd be like, let me point out, this is in the science section of the newspaper. Like, as if, like, how did this make it to the science section?
Right. He's going to come on here sometime in February and he's going to talk to a guy who believes the earth is flat.
Oh, that guy. He made fun of that guy, too.
Yeah.
He's like, let me show you a reflection of what it looks like if the earth was flat. Of course, it's, shadow of a flat line. It's like, of course, that's not true.
Well, of course, it's not true, but there's a lot of young people out there today that believe the earth is flat.
Do you believe the earth is flat?
No, I most certainly do not, but I think it's...
Why do they not think we actually go into outer space and are on...
No, they think that's fake, too. But I think it's just a matter of...
Do you think we landed on the moon?
If there is anything that I think is one of the more attractive conspiracy theories, it's the moon landing one. Because the only time they did it was between 1969 and 1972. They did 7 missions, 6 were successful. And that's the only time in human history that people have been more than, I think, 400 miles above the Earth's surface. Everything else, all the space shuttle missions, all of the space station missions, all that stuff is inside of 400 miles. The moon is like 260,000 miles there and back. And they've never even sent a chicken into space and had it come back alive. They never sent anything into space other than people. Like into deep space, past the Van Allen radiation belt, past the magnetosphere. I think most likely we went. But if there's ever a conspiracy theory that's attractive to me, it's that one. Because I just think it would be fascinating if during the Nixon administration they really did fake it. And there's a lot of weirdness to it.
Why would they fake it?
Well, first of all, to show military superiority to the Russians. And again, I'm not saying, and I used to believe they did fake it. I was heavily on the side that they faked it. But then I realized I don't know jack shit about astrophysics. I don't know jack shit about
Neil.
rocket travel. I'm just talking out of my ass. So like me saying that they didn't go was literally an ignorant perspective.
Just a guess.
Well, it's just being attracted to conspiracy theories.
Yeah, which is fun.
That's the problem is that conspiracy theories are really fun. Like Bigfoot's really fun. UFOs are really fun. All that stuff is really fun.
You have to sift through a lot of stuff to get to the core because there's arguments on both sides.
There is, but it's also you have to recognize in yourself that you do not want the official story to be true. And I do not. And almost every single thing that happens, like, moon landing or UFO landings or any crazy shit, I always want the crazy shit to be real. I always want the UFO thing to be a real thing. They do have it.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yes. I think it's more than likely that there's something out there.
I mean, like, to feel like that we're the only thing in the universe is a little ridiculous.
It seems stupid.
It seems pretty ignorant and arrogant.
Yeah, but I don't think that it's what we think it is. I think it's most likely far beyond the places that we can currently travel to. And I think that by the time they get to a high level of sophistication, they're most likely not even organic anymore. And I think that that's the future of the human race.
Like levels of consciousness?
Well, I think maybe that, but I also think there's a real problem with the possibility of artificial intelligence. I think human beings are about to create life. Whether we recognize it as life or not, what artificial life is going to be is life. Artificial intelligence is going to have the ability to change itself, multiply what human beings have been able to do in terms of technological innovation by a rate of something insane, like in 2 years, they'll be able to do 10,000 years of innovation in terms of like what we're capable of doing. So I think that what we're looking at now is the last days of biological life. I think 100 years from now, 500 years from now, whatever it is, there won't be biological humans anymore. I think this will be an archaic, outdated...
The world will change as we know it.
Yeah. And I think...
I mean, you know, I don't believe in everything the Bible says, but, you know...
Was that in the Bible?
Will change. Well, the apocalypse. The world will change as we know it.
I think the apocalypse is local.
The world will end as we know it, right?
But I think the apocalypse, like the stuff in the Bible, that's all local. Like if you lived where Hurricane Katrina hit, you would think the apocalypse was there, right? If you were in, anywhere where something really fucking crazy happened and you didn't have any contact with the outside world, no cell phones, no radio, no TV, it didn't exist, right?
True. If you were isolated.
Yeah. I think that's what all of our notions of the apocalypse are. They're periodic natural disasters that are unbelievably devastating. Like, they've proven that the entire human race was down to a few thousand people because of a super volcano around 70,000 years ago. So I think there's been a series of those events throughout history where the human race is brought down to an almost unmanageable level, and then we repopulated. And I think that that's probably the origins of the apocalypse. Or asteroidal impacts, which are very common. They've happened all throughout history.
Do you think that AI is going to just eliminate biological humans?
I think it's entirely possible that we're going to give into it too. That we're going to take it, we're going to, first of all, become symbiotic. We're going to take something and put it inside of us. It's going to enhance us, whether it's our ability to communicate, whether it's our ability to see. We're going to start implanting chips into ourselves, and then they're going to have improved body parts. Like, say if you break your arm and they're like, look, Danica, we can fix your arm, but it's going to take a year. You have, 17 broken bones, or we can replace it with an arm that works better and it'll feel just like a regular arm. And I'm going to bring in Mike, and Mike has a fake arm, and he's going to show you how it works. And Mike's going to come in. I'm so much happier with my arm than I was with my fake arm, with my real arm.
It's the new drug pushers, right? They're like, no, look how it works, and it's a free vacation to if you do this. I watched I heard some YouTube video of it was someone who channels other.
Oh, one of those assholes.
I think it was channeling the Palladians.
Oh yeah, probably totally legit.
Yeah, and she talking about how as a human race we have to be careful we don't alter ourselves too much, because then we won't exist as a human race because we won't be able to procreate, and that is what keeps our race alive. That's probably true. I mean, if you think about where we're going to go, but also, doesn't it have to keep evolving? I mean, if we got back, look, do you think like monkeys, when they were living in trees, throwing shit at each other? We're different than that now.
We got to be chill, otherwise we're going to stop being monkeys. We won't be able to throw shit at each other and dodge jaguars.
And eat bananas all day.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are afraid of change. And I think the human race is afraid of change too, but we're by no means perfect.
That's why most people don't do things, right? Everyone's afraid of change.
Right.
Taking a chance, having it be different.
Yeah.
Maybe it's worse. Well, Dick, maybe it's better, you know?
Well, that's like the hallmark of your whole life. Look at you.
100%. I'm not afraid of change.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay, so you get the robot arm.
I have a moment. I'll take the arm. I have a moment of, fear of like, oh shit, and then there's the next moment is, well, maybe it's better than I could ever expect.
What if they
imagine?
They'll give you two options. They give you one robot arm that you never have to work out. It'll always be strong. You can get that one, or you can get one that you constantly have to work out.
Oh, like I'd probably take the robot arm.
But which robot arm? Would you take the one that you constantly have to work out?
No.
Or would you take the one that's just perfect?
Yeah, I'd probably take the perfect one.
You never have to exercise. Just bam! Just jacked all the time.
Yep. If I wanted, working out, if I still needed to do that for like the, feel-good endorphin hormone sort of, state, then I'd still do that.
Pump right here by your brain. Just and
that's
you get
it.
that little
just
endorphin rush.
Well,
yeah.
And I would go do a lot more stuff like walking around in nature.
That's a good answer.
Because I really find enjoyment out of that. I find enjoyment out of the intensity level of things and the confidence that I get, or the, being able to shift my mindset to this sort of like all go, all in, not no pain, no gain. That's so cheesy, but like I can endure. And the confidence that comes from enduring and pushing through. I enjoy that. I enjoy that development of my mind and my discipline and my confidence. I do. But I'm probably just shifting more into enjoying, things that are a little more peaceful too. So
shifting more into enjoying nature.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that would be the most fucked up thing. If like you didn't enjoy nature anymore, if they started replacing body parts and you didn't give a shit about the forest.
Oh, that would be sad.
Yeah.
That would be sad. I wouldn't take that body part then.
You probably wouldn't know until it's too late. You'll know until they replace it.
I'm probably going to be dead before all this is real, so.
That's what I think those aliens are. When people see aliens, those gray aliens.
The grays.
The big eyes and shit. I think that's just what we're going to become. That's what I think. I've been thinking that a lot. I think it's natural. If you look at what a monkey is, and then if we were at some point in time, like some ancient hominid, like Australopithecus or whatever, Cro-Magnon man, and then we moved on to become Homo sapien, if we keep going in that direction, this is what we're going to look like. We're going to look like little skinny things with big heads.
Lollipops.
Yeah.
That's what I look like when I have my helmet on. When I'm in my race suit, people are like...
You look like an alien. That's a good point, right?
Because I'm so small.
You have a regular size helmet. That's right.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, your helmet is like... That would be like a big guy wearing an enormous helmet. It'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Do you have a strong neck? You must have a wicked neck.
I do.
Do you do exercises with it?
I don't need to.
You don't, just carrying the helmet around all the time?
It's probably that, and just looking up to my 9-foot target for wall balls. I'm like, God, my neck hurts.
Yeah.
Nah, just you're not out of the car that long. It might hurt a little bit when I get back in an Indy car again, because the G-forces are higher.